rising price begins to stall, and attention focuses towards the lower 14 range. Apply the ALMA indicator with default settings. Then for more decisive confirmation of a downtrend developing further, it's not good enough just to have price under the ALMA indicator, even though we've had several closes below it in a row. It would also be necessary to close under 14, which has happened. However, candles over the past week still maintain contact with the 14 range and or the ALMA indicator. Here's the decisive break lower when contact is lost with both, and this bearish strength is persisting since the next few candles also fully form under the ALMA indicator and the 14 range. Now there's the possibility of moving towards more neutral to even bullish sentiment as there's recontact with the ALMA indicator and price even closes over it, which is quite natural given that the chart had fallen into a significant lower boundary in the broader context. Given this background, price falling back under the indicator isn't necessarily a strong sign of a bearish continuation to come, unless price also begins to close and clear under this lower boundary. This seems less likely at the moment, especially with declining selling volume. Now, with an incline developing in the short term, it's also useful to mark 12 as a short-term upper boundary, which is being contacted and progressively being cleared. At the same time, price is consistently closing over the ALMA indicator. Then when a full candle forms over the ALMA indicator and the 12 level, there's an indication of the return to much stronger bullish sentiment beyond just the short-term context, where there would still naturally be minor retracements and volatility to take price under the ALMA indicator at times, but those drops are less likely to move to more significant bearish movement, especially since those dropping candles remain in contact with the ALMA indicator. Now 14 reverses rolls to become an obstacle to rising price. Inability to close over 14, let alone contact it, leads to the current pause of the uptrend. That results in these characteristics where price constantly goes above and below the ALMA indicator. Even though full candles can form above and below the ALMA indicator, they won't be as decisive in terms of bullish or bearish indications due to the non-directional movement in the short-term context and the further position away of price from any major medium to long-term upper or lower boundaries, though it will still be a stronger bearish indication when several candles close and fully form under the ALMA indicator in a row. Though for more impactful results, we would want to see this kind of movement take place with price breaking below a key level, preferably with the addition of increased selling volume, naturally dropping back into this significant long-term lower boundary has greater potential to form an upward reversal without necessarily having exceedingly high bullish volume. The $12 level returns to being an obstacle to rising price, so naturally there would be more short-term fluctuations on the ALMA indicator during that normal neutral to bearish phase prior to a bullish continuation. In this case, early signs of the continuation occur when price begins closing over the ALMA indicator and the $12 level, and a greater indication is when full candles form above the $12 level and the ALMA indicator, preferably for several candles in a row. And like last time, even though it's a steep increase of price, there's failure to clear over 14 or even contact it. Naturally, this weakness improves conditions for a return back towards a more neutral to bearish phase. After a while, similar conditions repeat, with a steep price increase where several candles in a row form over the ALMA indicator. The difference this time is 14 is actually contacted. Moreover, price begins closing up through this range, while at the same time remaining above the ALMA indicator. So naturally, when there's some resistance, it isn't necessarily going to lead to a bearish reversal, unless price once again clears below 14 and breaks contact under the ALMA indicator. In reality, quite the opposite is happening. There are those familiar signs of a strong bullish movement, this time in a continuation context, where price clears over the significant 14 range while forming several candles in a row fully above the ALMA indicator. Then this example ends in a similar way to how it began, with those familiar characteristics seen with the ALMA indicator at key price ranges and levels during a shift towards a more neutral to bearish phase.